how to make a juice box mini greenhouse. Hello everybody, welcome to 7 Savings Garden, where we talk about gardening, ways to save money, and other special events. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you get notified of all upcoming videos. So today I'm going to show you how you can make a juice box mini greenhouse by using recycle or old juice boxes like this. So we're going to break it in the middle like this, and then we're going to break it on the side like this. So that way we have an open top where we can fill in our seed starter mix and then go from there. So here I just break it open. So I break it up open in the middle and on the side, so it opens like that in the middle, and then we're gonna fill it with our seed starter mix and then be able to cover it with plastic to create a greenhouse environment. So one other thing you have to do first is you want to make holes at the bottom of the container for drainage. It's important that it has drainage so that way a lot of water doesn't stand in there and then creates a problem for your roots in the future. So you want to make sure you have holes at the bottom. So I'm gonna put a couple of holes at the bottom. I'll say altogether should be about 8 holes. So I put it close to the bottom, not really at the bottom, just so that it still has a little bit of and like an inch or half an inch for it to hold a little bit of water, so I don't have to water it as regularly as if it was at the bottom. So I leave a little bit of space for the water to stand in there, and then I'm able to, at least after a few days, I can check it and it should maintain at least that water level. So make sure you make holes on both sides, maybe 4 on each side, and then we can go on to the next step, which will be filling it with our seed starter mix. So seed starter mix, you can make your own seed starter mix, or you can buy seed starter mix from the store. I make my own seed starter mix because it's much cheaper that way, and since I'm gonna need a lot of seed starter mix to start all my seeds, it's gonna be much cheaper to do that. But if you don't know how to make your own seed starter mix, I have a video that shows you how to make your own seed starter mix and save you a lot of money. I'll see if I can put the link to the video in the description below, or you can just buy a seed starter mix. So I'm putting more seed starter mix here. You want to make sure you give the root system at least say about 4 inches space for them to grow and spread out. So I'm gonna fill it this box up to like maybe up to 2/3 the way, at least halfway through the box, so that way the roots have a lot of area to go deep and to spread around inside the box. So you just want to make sure that you have enough space, enough material in there for the roots to grow and be able to absorb nutrients from it. So just fill up the grow box, and you want to make sure that once you're done filling everything up, make sure it's level in there before you start planting your seeds. So what we're gonna do next is we're gonna water it. You want to make sure it's watered well before you plant, so that way it brings down, if the seed starter mix was expanded, it's gonna bring it down a little bit. So we do the watering at the end of the planting period. Once we're done planting everything, we're gonna water it. But right now I'm just using a pencil. I'm using a pencil to grab the seeds and then plant it. So the pencil is a little bit moist, or I moisten the pencil tip, and I just grab the seeds with it and plant it. So make sure you plant according to your seed packet instructions. Some seeds need to be planted deep, some seeds need to be planted shallow. So just make sure you follow the seed packet instruction. This one's pepper seeds, and I'm gonna plant them about an inch or half an inch deep, and they should be able to germinate and grow from that depth. So I'm just gonna plant. I'll plant about 10 seeds on this container, about 4 or 5 on each side, and so it should give me enough to cover the the whole container. Once the seeds germinate, it should have enough space for them to grow before I can transplant it to a bigger container. So just make sure that you plant based on the spacing provided by the instructions. Now we're gonna water it, and you can use a regular watering can or a regular sprayer. But if you don't have it, I'm just showing you here. I have a sprayer, but I just want to show you, just in case you don't have those items, you can just water it like this. Just use your hand and spread the water around. Make sure it's not too much at a time. And after watering it, now we want to do is that greenhouse effect. The greenhouse effect that provides humidity and temperature inside. We're gonna seal it in a Ziploc bag. If you have a Ziploc bag, it's an easy way to do it. Just put in a big Ziploc bag and close it. If you don't have a Ziploc bag, I'll show you another way of doing it next on the next step. But you want to make sure that you close it like that and seal it in a Ziploc bag. Once the seeds start germinating, you're gonna have to make sure that you open it so that the plants have enough sunlight, or open the flaps so that the plants have enough sunlight for them to continue growing and producing more leaves. So now we're just gonna seal it up and put it in a nice warm area in the house. I'm sure you know where that spot is in your house. Every house is different, but most cases you'll be kitchen or other top levels of the house. Put it in a nice warm area. Okay, another way of having the greenhouse effect is using the kitchen plastic or regular plastic like this that you get at your grocery store or other retailers. And these, you can just pull them out and you're able to seal the container on both sides. Seal the container completely, and then you're able to once they are sealed, it provides that greenhouse effect. It maintains the humidity and the temperature in there, and the seeds are able to germinate much faster with that environment. That's why we try to make a greenhouse, so that way the seeds have a better environment for germination. So we're all set with this. We're gonna put it aside, and once the seed germinates, we're gonna be able to pull it out and put it where we have sunlight or grow light. So here, this is it. After about 4 days, the seeds germinated and they came out already. So now we're gonna put it under grow light. Okay, after about a week and a half since we planted it, it's grown well. Look at how well it's done. The seeds, most of the seeds came out, and there's just one, I think one or two that didn't come out, but most of the pepper came out. They're doing really great. And what I did was put them under, once germinated, I put them under a grow light. The grow light is much easier way, and it provides enough light for them to germinate. If you have a better spot like in the patio or windowsill where there's a lot of sunlight, you can do that. But if you don't have that, then use a grow light. The grow light will be much better. I'll see if I can put a link to the grow light that I use in the description below. But this is really doing great. I'll say in about 4 to 6 weeks, we're gonna be able to transplant this either into the garden or into the greenhouse, and it's gonna continue growing. So it's doing much better than I anticipated at this time. So just make sure the temperature in the greenhouse or wherever you're putting it is around 70 degrees. That's where it does best, especially pepper. Pepper does much better when the temperature is really high, like 70 or 80 degrees. So just make sure that you have nice temperature, and just water. You just want to make sure you water it regularly. Say like 2 or 3 times a week. Just make sure the soil is moist. It has enough water for them to germinate and grow and continue to grow. And you want to make sure that there's enough sunlight, or the grow light should be closer to it to provide much better solution. And this one, what I did was I used pellets. These are pellets that you can use to start seeds. This one, I just, instead of putting the seed starting mix, I used pellets, and I just put them in there and planted the seeds in the pellets. So that way it's easy for me to really move them and transplant them later on. So that's another way of doing it. You have an option if you don't want to go the other way. But like I said, this is easy way to do it, and they're doing much better. I'll just take out the plastic here. I'll show you after a week or so from this ones are doing much better, and they are growing. So right now, what I'm gonna do with this one, since they're a little bit leggy, is to move them closer to the light, so that way they get enough light from the grow light. And if the flaps are closing, you just want to press the flaps together or tape it together if the flaps are closing and preventing the seeds from getting enough light. On this one over here, what I did was I used a milk jug, and I just cut the top of it, and I planted some lettuce inside, and they're doing much better. They're all germinated and they're growing. They're almost ready to be transplanted. So you can also use milk jugs like this, or you can use plastic cardboard and just recycle it and be able to use them to start your seeds. Instead of buying seed starting containers, you're able to recycle and use the containers that you have around the house. Hopefully this helps you out. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below, and I'll try to answer as many as possible. Okay, that's it for today. I hope you like the video. If you like the video, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you get notified of all upcoming videos. Thanks for watching, and happy growing, everybody.